here myself. What's going on?
Good morning, Midnight's Edge fans. We're here to tell you that we have so much more to offer you now at our Mixed Tees store. Not just t-shirts and hoodies, but we do have plenty of those, and new designs for that matter. You can also get mugs, and of course our brand new limited Amber Turds stained blanket. That's right, just for your bed or wherever you need it. So head on over to Mixed Tees now and get all your apparel and goodies from Midnight's Edge.
Get up, wake up, this is your final warning. It's time for Midnight's Edge in the morning. The gang is ready to go and it's time for the show. It's time for Midnight's Edge in the morning.
Good morning, campers. Welcome to the program. I am Tom Connors. It is time for Midnight's Edge in the morning. We have with us this morning Paulie of Latino Slant. How you doing?
I'm good. Hey, what's happening?
Good morning.
Merry Monday.
Indeed. We also have Culture Casino. How you doing? I'm not as good at my karate, but I try daily.
Oh, I forgot. Good morning, everybody. I was just starting to say hi. I muted myself again.
Guys, live every day,
Yeah.
10 hours a day.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Actually cut back substantially, bro.
I know you have.
I'm on a health
telling
kick now. I'm trying not to die. So
Yeah. And somebody who's looking sharp as hell today, we got Mr. Chato.
that's right. Look at him.
Well, I have to add some dignity to this channel.
Oh boy.
Not wrong.
I'm dead.
Yeah. And then from Bleeding Fool, we got Chris Brawley. How you doing, sir?
Hey, it's a bleeding full. This show might be a bottomless pit, Paul. I'm sorry, you're gonna keep on adding more and more dignity. It just won't show up. I'm sorry.
Why add?
Why not just give up?
You do suck the soul out of this man, I think.
Yeah, I like him. Don't suck the soul out.
Hey, this is my appalling news get up, and I finished one, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to stay.
Just going to look sexy.
Yeah,
Never
sexy.
change.
Don't stink up any more clothes.
It's very gay.
It's not.
Dressing
I know.
up is gay. I do look a lot like the guy from Project Runway, Tim Gunn.
Tim Gunn.
If you know the.
Wow.
Oh,
Don't I look like Tim Gunn?
yes.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, you don't look like James Gunn. So it's,
Oh,
I'll take his money. I mean,
no,
he's
look
what is-
like.
Yeah,
Look
but
like.
I mean, again, what a sad thing for him. I mean, whatever happens to him, he's set for life.
don't upset Tom. It's too early. We just started.
Why? Fuck you. Anyway, Ruby Hoove gifted a membership. How you doing, Ruby Hoove? We also have Hyperguyver here who says, also Jack Posobiec is retarded. Was there something from
He's done some interesting commentary.
I was gonna say, I think we may have. Okay, yeah. There's about two or three super chats here that didn't show up. Before this, Hyperguyver said, "Project Hail Mary is doing well, and the internet is ablaze with American-Japanese love bombing. It's weird seeing the internet being such a positive place." And then he adds, "Also, Jack Posobiec is retarded." And then we had Barry the Music Man. And this one also, maybe.
I mean, I see a
we're now
lot.
we're caught up. Okay.
Okay.
And then
Yeah,
Bucky
yeah,
Cat's going to see
a ton
Project
of-
Hail Mary tonight. Well, good for
Nice.
you. Hopefully you enjoy it. And then Barry the Music Man also says that that it's a perfect movie, Project Hail Mary. It's not offensive and positive at 9.2.
I
There
mean,
you
for
go.
Barry to say that, Jesus.
That's high praise. That's high praise.
Hyperguyver then comes in saying Project Hail Mary is doing well. Oh, no, I did get it. Okay.
You got that
So it
one.
must have come in a weird, that or we're still missing something. Maybe.
I mean,
Michael Thomas says, "Good morning, everyone. Thanks for the show." Well, thank you for being here, Michael. Then Bucky Cat says, "What does the panel think about Supergirl going through reportedly 8 test screenings?" Well,
Oof.
Let's bring this up. And Barry also says, Gunn is done. Supergirl not doing well with editing. Well, where is this coming from? That's my question.
What's
because
the
I've seen
source?
this. The source is Trust Me, Bro.
Right.
That's the source. Because they cite no source anywhere in this story whatsoever.
Who's reporting this?
Yeah,
It's
what outlet
World
is
of
that?
Oh,
Real.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck that.
And not only that, I'm sitting here going, if there's a movie that has had 8 fucking test screenings, don't you think we would have had leaks up the ass by now? Because if they show one Marvel screening, we get the entire fucking movie.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here going, where is this coming from? And this has nothing to do with other than I just want to know the source. And I've been asking people for the last day, where is the source for this? Because I have seen nowhere else where they've claimed that they have had 8 test screenings. And not only that, I've only heard of like 1 or 2 at the most.
Yeah,
And-
and they'd have Chinese subtitles already.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on here. But
Well,
evidently,
that's sauce.
I do
according to
think,
Jordan,
That's sauce.
I think the composer's changes have been confirmed.
yeah, but they did 2 different composers for Superman as well.
That's just a vibe change in post. The,
Yeah.
True,
the
because
human,
I have no interest in this movie.
the human
does.
person that I talked to in regards to this test screen or whatever it is,
Yeah.
positive. So and that was, a few weeks ago.
Yeah, the last thing I had heard was that there were going to be some reshoots, but it was mostly to just add some more Lobo and like a bit
And
with Superman.
Yeah.
Because they were to connect it with Man of Tomorrow or whatever.
I have a crazy theory that I posted up about a month ago that I think Wonder Woman that was part of the added shoots in September through December.
So you're saying he already has his Wonder Woman?
that
is what
he
you're getting at.
exactly that was my line of thought with since last summer. And it's all about scheduling. So because they did do shoots in October and December, but that was in the UK and that was already done.
Now,
Now
I'm not trying to say the movie's going to be good. I'm just saying I have not heard anything about these multiple test screenings until now.
How much influence on this film do you think Gillespie's actually going to have? Because everything
Is
that well, I mean, he's directing the movie. The reason I ask is because it looks like a James Gunn film.
I caught your
It
joke.
looks like Guardians of the
Thank
Galaxy.
you, Tom.
I didn't.
It looks like Guardians 4.
Yeah. I mean, it is uniform to a universe. I mean,
Yeah.
I was kind of
There's
surprised
that.
that the my contact again, just a real flesh person, not Trust Me, Bro,
Trust me, bro.
that they said it was positive, and because I just not buying Millie's performance yet, but granted, it's from the trailers.
yeah. I mean, again, I'm not even sure if this movie's going to do all that well. We'll see.
What's it going up against?
Um,
Mando?
It's that July stuff. Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, might have a pocket then.
Yeah. Speaking
Comes
of
out the end of June.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay.
So basically the weekend before 4th of July, basically.
I mean, if they push the girl thing really hard,
Yeah.
maybe that opening weekend, but it's got to be good. You got to have great word of mouth, like a movie that we are loving right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top of the charts, baby.
The only thing it looks like it's going up against right now is Jackass 5.
When does Toy Story 5
Different
come out?
audiences.
Yeah, Toy Story 5.
Yeah. And Masters of the Universe, isn't it around?
Master of the Universe comes out the same day as Scary Movie 6.
That's right.
That's gonna be fun.
Oh,
That's
man, I
going to
cannot
be
wait.
That's gonna be fun.
a
Yeah.
slaughterhouse for Masters, I think.
You think so?
What?
I think the only reason I think the only chance Masters have is that there'll be kids that'll buy tickets for Masters and sneak into Scary Movie.
Who's gonna have the younger crowd, Masters or Scary?
Scary
18 to
Movie?
18 to 24.
Because these kids don't give a shit about He-Man. You go into He-Man, it's going to be a bunch of 50-year-old sweaty dudes. That's all it's going to be.
Wow.
Come
Thanks.
on.
Hey, I'm being realistic here.
He's being honest.
And June 19th, so the week before Toy Story comes out, but I don't know if that's even going to be remotely the competition.
Kevin's
There's
not
a,
doing.
Oh, Super
That's
Mario
also
is the
in
next
that,
big thing, right?
Yeah,
That's the
Super
next-
Mario
Yeah,
is next.
that's this week.
Yep.
That's this week. That's gonna
Yeah.
be.
I'm
Yeah,
Now
I'm-
is Super Mario gonna beat Project?
Well, that's the question, right? Like, I mean, that's kind of what I was bringing up yesterday on Valiant's stream, is that basically Mario isn't competing with the other two kids movies out there. In fact, it's going to squash Hoppers, and Goat's already out on PVOD.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The movie it's competing with is Project Hail Mary.
Hail Mary, yeah.
Let's be real here. That's what this is competing with.
I have two movies I have to see this week. Number one, I'm going to be at 11:59 tomorrow night at a theater watching the first preview of the Mario movie. Then at the end of the week, I'm watching Project Hail Mary for the fourth time. So yeah, I'm excited for both things. You know, and tomorrow I'm going to be kind of missing because, like Paulie says, I'm trying to be healthier, so I'm going to be taking a nap before I go to a midnight movie. I'm a little old for that.
I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's hardcore, bro.
Well, on that note, we got a couple more super chats here. Let's grab them. Pack of Proton says, Tom, don't let Paul know your new New Japan gig. You might want to apply. Yeah. No way. I'm a sexy
The
beast down there.
Band Japan.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm
Flying
There's
blind
that-
on a rock.
I'm
There's
frozen.
that guy that looks like Tom who's doing martial arts with his shirt off. You guys seen that video?
I can kick higher than him. I don't know why the fuck everybody's sending that to me. It's like,
Can you kick that high?
fuck yeah.
I'm frozen here.
He's not kicking that very high though. The guy.
No,
in the
he's
video.
not. I'm like, that is not very impressive at all.
And his actual striking's pretty shitty. You know?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Paul is frozen. Yes, he's letting it go.
Let it go. Let it go.
it's Monday,
Anyway.
everybody.
Flying blind on a rocket cycle says, "Good day, all. Saw Project Hail Mary last night. I never thought I'd care so much for a rock. You know, I know exactly what you're talking about."
Yeah.
Marks 47 has been here for 59 months. Thank you for that. And the Mum One has been here for 17 months. Thank you for that. The Marks 111 7B says, Drinker made the news thanks to Weir hating Trek. Yeah, I was going to bring this up too. You guys are ahead of the game today. But yeah, the Hollywood Reporter actually had to acknowledge Will Jordan talking to Andy Weir, and the part that got the most coverage was his comments on Star Trek, which is kind of ironic since I kind of compared Project Hail Mary to a Star Trek episode.
You did last week.
Yeah,
I did a video on that.
Did you? Oh, yeah.
Can
I love what he said, because I was like, I could have sworn it was Paul or somebody who had said that originally, but oh no, I don't remember.
It's okay. It all gets mushed together.
Yeah.
Can I just continue a thought that wasn't completed like last Monday when we were talking about this? Do you think that Disney was onto something with their Rock is the pilot of the spaceship plan?
The weird thing is this book predates that, or I'd have been like, this is an FU from Andy Weir to Star Wars saying, I'm gonna make a rock more interesting than you can.
Well, that's true.
And not only that, I'm gonna make people cry over a rock.
A lot of people love The Rock. I think that they set themselves.
We're not
up.
talking about the actor. We're talking about Rocky.
No. I think Rocky was great, and I'm not talking about the boxer. I think that it was a unique opportunity to make something endearing that nobody would normally think could be. And again, I mean, this thing's beloved. The merchandise is already pre-selling its release. It's been wild, pretty crazy.
So, what did he actually say about Star Trek?
Okay, so what he actually said was he tried to pitch a show to Kurtzman,
Yeah.
and they turned him down. But he also said that, let me see, is it going to let me? Oh, here we go. All right. He goes, Star Trek has basically influenced all, I'm not even finding the quote here. Star Trek has influenced all, sci-fi movies and television except for the latest Star Trek was his quote, which I thought was hilarious.
He also talked about Alex Kurtzman. He said he's a nice guy. I don't like a lot of the new Trek. And
Yeah.
he, as a person, is a really nice guy, but at the same time, those shows are shit.
Yeah, he said duty. He called.
He
him
is a
duty.
nice guy, but they didn't accept my pitch, so F him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
What I
already
was hoping-
apologized.
Pardon?
Andy Weir apologizes to Alex Kurtzman.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Whoa.
Fuck me.
Alex threw a hissy fit.
Let me get
Yep.
this to you.
Oh,
Please do.
Because I was looking
Oh,
for
fuck.
the evidence.
If I was
of-
Andy Weir, I'd be like, fuck him and the horse he rode in on. I'm Andy fucking Weir. I got the #1 movie in the country right now. What has Alex Kurtzman got?
Private shot.
Nada.
It's in the
Yeah.
private.
Well, he was also saying that in the discussion, he was saying that all modern science fiction TV shows have been heavily influenced.
Yeah, that's
by
what I said.
Star
Yeah.
Trek. He was
Star
right,
Trek,
yeah.
except for the
Star
current
Trek.
batch.
So I can't find the video, but I did see this one video of an individual who talked about the ending of Kurtzman's contract and how weird it is that Warner Brothers would announce the no more Starfleet
Paramount,
Academy.
you mean?
Sorry, yes, Paramount. Thank you. Sorry.
That might have been in my video that you watched.
No, it was another
Oh.
dude, a writer,
thanks.
actually a science fiction writer. I saw yours too, but this was a science fiction writer who talked about all sorts of inside info that he had. That apparently the meeting between Kurtzman, and this is hearsay on my part. I don't know how much hearsay it was on his. That the meeting between Kurtzman and Skydance was extremely loud.
So this has everything, right? It's got the comment, the intent on Critical Drinker's show. So all hail the Critical Drinker, congrats on this. And what Andy Weir was saying, Tom. Then it has the Winslow Crime 101 author. Oh, you shouldn't talk shit about other people. And then it's got that Andy Weir apologized on his Facebook to Kurtzman, saying, if you want to rip me a new one, let's get on FaceTime or call me, hugs, that type of shit. That's like if you scroll down, that's all of, like, it's kind of encapsulated. But this is just not even 2 minutes old, this article.
Well, I posted the Facebook link in the chat if you guys want to see it, if it's really an apology or whatever.
Yeah, I'm kind
He's
of
just apologizing for the stuff he said because he thinks it's been turned into salacious sound bites. But he said, you're a nice guy and I like you as a person.
doesn't matter.
No. See,
Alex Kurtzman threw a hissy fit. I
well,
cannot believe.
it probably wasn't just him, Tom, but
I don't give a shit. If I was
He
Andy
didn't
Weir, I'd
walk
be
back
like,
his
fuck all
comments
y'all.
about New Trek, though.
no, I'm not. Weir's got nothing to apologize for.
No.
Yeah.
He just probably got the wrath, not just of Kurtzman, but of a lot of people in Hollywood. And, it's too bad because authors are the maverick ones are a dying breed. And it's always nice and refreshing to hear someone that's trying to work with Hollywood, like Chuck Dixon. Who's the other guy? Who's the other homeboy? Littlefield. Where they're just like, Hollywood sucks, man. These people are full of shit. I did a pitch and this is how I was treated. I mean, a lot of people don't even have that type of power or courage to even say that because they're trying to get the next job. Sorry.
If I was the one, right, like the one who owes anybody an apology is Alex Kurtzman owes David Ellison an apology for letting this guy go.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
that was
where I'm
my
sitting
take.
right now. Why is Kurtzman getting to throw the fucking hitsy fit here? Because let's be real, that's what fucking happened.
Yeah.
That's what fucking happened. Andy got a couple of phone calls from some very powerful people and said, if you expect to work in this town, you got to play nice. And that's basically probably what happened. And I'm sorry, if I was Andy Weir, I'd tell them to go fuck themselves because they're the ones that caused this fucking problem. And they're just jealous because he's the only one getting their asses out right now. Like, I'll tell you right now, whatever his next project is going to be the most anticipated project you can imagine. Because as we're about to get into the box office here, this man has absolutely nothing to apologize for as far as I'm concerned. He didn't say anything that wasn't true.
Right.
And he reiterates what he said here, that he said Kurtzman was a nice guy and that he liked Strange New World and Lower Decks. So why is Kurtzman throwing a hissy fit? Because he said this in the interview too.
Because Kurtzman is a fucking suit, and no disrespect to Chato and his outfit, but he doesn't have a creative fucking bone in his body, unlike Chato. That's the problem, man. It's like there's a lot of those people that run departments in different studios that have no fucking business being in Hollywood, and that's Kurtzman. Exactly.
Yeah, I like what John wrote here. Kurtzman owes fandom an apology. Exactly.
Yeah. According to that same sci-fi writer, he said that all this hubbub around Frakes directing the show and getting what's his name, the hologram guy in the show, was all from Paramount. Forced Kurtzman hand, saying, you got to put this old guy in here because no one gives a shit about your new stuff. And he was really mad. Kurtzman, apparently, again, this is all hearsay from someone else doing hearsay, that Kurtzman was really mad that he was forced to put this old dude from another show in, and was mad that Frakes was they wrangled to get Frakes to direct the show as opposed to one of his non-binary lesbian coterie of directors. So there's just a whole litany, and most of the stuff that we're hearing about the show, all the positive stuff, this is apparently all being generated by Kurtzman and his crew of bots.
Hey, does he have any hits? Does this guy have any hits? Like, what's going on with the Kurtzman culture? I mean, what the fuck?
If you could consider like Hawaii 5-0 a hit and stuff like that, that's about the closest. I
don't think you can. I don't recall anything that he did. I mean, back in the day when he was paired up and it was K&O paper, they did do good things like the Now You See Me, the first one of those, and many, but that's back in the day. With Orsi gone and passed away, unfortunately, he doesn't have a writing partner or a quality producer that can, steady the ship. So I would say that, after Orsi, he hasn't made anything of quality in a long time.
So he was like a creative, a writer at one time?
Yeah, he creative. It was a creative and a producer primarily. I mean, K&O Paper production house, they just kind of supported the best ideas. They sussed them out and went from there.
Kurtzman is just a Timu Damon Lindelof to me. I mean,
you're not wrong.
Yeah. Nothing he's done has impressed me.
No, and he can't even really take that much credit for Strange New World.
No.
And I'm not so sure about the Frakes thing. Like everything else he said,
can for the musical episode, I think.
He probably helped influence that.
Yeah,
but
and that's but see, that's the problem. I mean, at the heart of it, Kurtzman's not a creative, as Paulie was just saying. He's great at production and he's great at finding other people's good ideas. What he does with those sometimes is, again, with the right partner, he did really well. But once that dissolved, and obviously Orsi passed away, he's got nobody. So it's just his production stuff.
And his shows look slick. I'll give him that.
That's
true.
What
do you guys think is the reason, the biggest reason Weir said, okay, fine, I'll post an apology to Kurtzman?
I think he got phone calls. Because otherwise, why else would he?
All right, just off the top of my head, Kurtzman probably knows the next deal that's happening, that Homeboy's involved.
Yeah.
So he went to talk to those people, to that studio head or that department head, saying, look, get your boy right, or I'm gonna make sure that this deal doesn't happen. Something to that level. So those higher ups went to Weir's people and said, this is really he needs to apologize. This is gonna hurt your next project. That's the only thing I can think of. Otherwise, why would he apologize? And I was
just gonna say, and I think the bigger problem was not so much that he said it; it was the fact that it made the headlines. Because notice that's what he said Andy said in his apology. Basically, was that it was being twisted in the press. But yeah,
kind of feels like Critical Drinker is sort of now becoming like the geek entertainment Joe Rogan. I would like to see him get more interviews where creatives like this can speak their mind and hopefully not have this kind of blowback where they feel pressured, because it does feel like he was pressured, but they feel pressured to walk back their comments. I mean, let's be fair. It's his opinion that the new shows, that none of the new shows seem influenced by, the original Star Trek stuff.
Well,
and he doesn't care for them. And Kurtzman's a nice guy, so why can't he have that opinion without having to come out and do some? And I think you're absolutely right, Paulie. I think it's business. It's just business.
It's interesting because when Zack Snyder went on Geeks and Gamers, where the fuck it was a few years ago.
It was G&G. It was G&G. I was on the stream.
He said live, "I don't align with people of hate," whatever that thing was, right?
Yeah.
So we've gone from that to this to where it's like, hey, you have a real conversation with someone that knows how to do an interview. It's not the first time that Drinker's done one, by the way.
No.
He did it with the directors of the Bad Boys. That was
No,
and
he's
that was
done
after
quite a
they got
few.
fired, or right after Batgirl. So again, my hat's off to him because I love doing interviews with talent. I mean, me and Tom had Matt Lillard, Edward James Olmos. It's great to talk to these people
Richie.
on a different level. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, and it not being just some strictly shill thing where
Correct.
you're just glazing them. And furthermore, where you're asking questions that sort of this audience, an audience that really kind of follows some of this stuff granularly would be curious about.
Well-
and I think that's what took place here. And I'm just thankful that Drinker got him to speak so freely. To me, that's huge, right? I would love if Robert Burnett had been on the interview.
That would have been brilliant.
To kind of chime in.
But then it would be 3 hours long.
Well, you're right.
Nothing wrong with that. Look, I don't mind the extended podcast, but let's just say this. I mean, Kurtzman got where he was and into places that he is because he's a J.J. Abrams sycophant, and he's partnered with the very best. So he's been led into or through the Hollywood system, because of that. Like he worked with Michael Bay a bit on the very hollow films that were very popular at the time. He worked with J.J. Abrams on the very hollow version of Star Trek. So you're surprised that he makes very hollow films? No. Like you said, his partnership with Orsi was as a creative partnership and production house. It was some of the best. But I just feel like the heart and soul of that is not the guy that is doing Star Trek now. It's the guy that unfortunately passed away. So
Here's Paul with his new show, Project Hail Star Trek,
but,
starring
yeah.
Rocky.
So I postulated this a week ago, and it started an interesting conversation. And I stuck Rocky in there, and it was just a casual idea. And I went, you know what? I walked away from the movie thinking, wow, this really felt like Star Trek.
Yeah, and I agreed with you. I said it felt like an episode of like TNG where Geordi would have went off on his own.
Yes, correct. You did
To check on some thing that's going on, and he runs into another. We had episodes that are almost similar to that.
Yeah, well, we had the Horta. I mean, Spock could have done a mind meld with Rocky. It's just that in the era that this is happening, we didn't have the universal translator. We didn't have, Ryan didn't, not Ryan Reynolds, but Grace did not have the universal translator. So Star Trek was way farther into the future,
right?
Than Project Hail Mary took place in. But in terms of its feel, we had that discussion. Man, it felt like a Star Trek episode, and you could have edited that down to a 1-hour show.
Yeah.
And
it kind of reminded me of, what was that episode where Geordi was like, he created like an AI just so he could problem solve with it. That's kind of what it reminded me of too. I can't remember the episode, but yeah.
Anyways, it would have been both. It would have been absolute perfect TNG or TOS fodder, like absolutely. And it felt like it. And it went. The premise of my little video was, oh my God, Star Trek is savable. Like we've all been so down on it, and we've been talking about Star Trek in the same way as not Lord of the Rings, but what do you call it?
Rings of Power?
No, Rings of Power. Star Wars.
Oh, sure.
We've buried both of them, and then here comes Hail Mary, and I'm going, oh my God, it's easily resurrectable in the hands of competent individuals.
Right.
And interestingly enough, the next big Star Wars film after this
It stars
Mandalorian stars Ryan Gosling. Yeah,
Ryan Gosling. Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, let's see what's going on in the box office because Ryan Gosling's having an excellent weekend. Isn't that right?
I just want to say one more thing about all this.
Sure.
There's also all this, right? Everyone is hailing Project Hail Mary as like the greatest sci-fi.
Oh, it's not.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Jesus. The greatest sci-fi in years. The book. This is seminal. You know, la da 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 da. Whether that's true or not, that probably fed into Homeboy's ego because Kurtzman's been trying to, do great, life-changing Trek forever. And then Chato does his video. You get where I'm coming from, Chato?
Yeah.
Thank you. So the thought there is that this also has to do with just one bitch ass non-talent just being incredibly jealous.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's because of what we're talking about. This is in the zeitgeist right now. Kurtzman's Star Trek has never been close.
No.
That's all I wanted to say.
And one last thing I'd love to know. Do we know what the pitch was
For what?
that got rejected? No.
I don't think he brought it up in the interview.
I don't think he mentioned it either. I would love to know what the pitch was, All right. That's all.
Probably don't want nobody stealing it, so he just kept it to himself.
He might, you know what? Maybe Kurtzman's people said, hey, if you'll walk those comments back, we'll do your show.
Look, do you think
Yeah,
that?
right.
Do you think Kurtzman? Look, his contract ends this year. Get rid of the lousy piece and start all over again. Anyway, look, the box office is what it is. It clearly there's really not competition for Project Hail Mary. Hoppers is hysterically funny, trying to compare itself to Project Hail Mary. Very different films, very different audiences, but also the broader appeal of something like Project Hail Mary just kind of resonated, which is why that, and it's only 2 weeks basically of release. It is, already crossed the $300 million threshold globally, and Hoppers is just trying to get somebody to pay attention to them because after a month, they finally made it. They finally made it to the 297 million. Anyway, regardless, Project Hail Mary, very good. Small drop, 32%. That's saying something, right, Paulie?
impressive.
These days.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And
My tax accountant thought the movie was a little slow. Just going to put that out there. It may
Well,
not be for everybody.
That was one of my only complaints was that it felt like it could have been tightened up and a good 15, 20 minutes trimmed out.
Holy Jesus! If a tax accountant thinks a movie is slow, then
well,
we're in
that's
big trouble.
Aren't you glad
Like,
I
holy
qualified
crap.
it? Aren't you glad I
Yeah.
qualified it?
Wow.
But I understand where
Is
he's
that
coming
Mexican
from.
Iron Man?
But I don't want anybody to think I'm putting. Yeah, right. I don't want anybody to think I'm putting the movie down. But that's like my only real complaint is that it feels like it's 15, 20 minutes too long.
I'm just,
Well-
look, a smart guy like Tom and my tax accountant, two smart guys, said it was maybe a little long.
2 hours and 34 minutes. I don't know.
Try more like 2 hours and 40.
Well, maybe. I didn't stick around for the whole credits. So.
You know
Oh,
what?
okay. You
from
missed
my-
the end credit scene?
What end credits? Credits.
I never
So
saw
you
it.
did
I'm
stick
gonna-
around then.
I'm gonna see it again tomorrow, because now that I know what I got, I want to see the pacing, feel the pacing of it.
Yeah.
I had only one complaint about it. I could have used a little less of the languorous part and a little bit more of how they ended up managing to successfully communicate. I did not completely buy into that
Yeah.
eureka moment where, oh, now I'm getting his voice over my computer. I have to be really honest, did not fully buy into that.
Well, the book that's it's fully explains it.
Sure.
I'm just wondering why they didn't put that element in there.
Oh, okay, because that's the only part in the and the lowering the bucket into the space I didn't like that either.
Yeah,
but
but-
these were minor things.
And you also wanted eyeballs, right?
No, I didn't say eyeballs. I said some kind of definition. It could have been just slots of rock.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Some
Yeah.
rock eyebrows.
You guys-
Rock eyebrows.
You're
That's
you're
rock-
complaining.
rock brows.
You're complaining that the movie's too long, and then turn around and complain that they didn't explain the.
I'm not.
you
I'm
know,
not. Oh,
the
I'm not.
communication more.
I'm not complaining about the length. I was fine
Oh,
with it.
okay.
Oh,
All
no,
right.
no. I just said I would have liked to have reshuffled some stuff and lengthened some things in the gaps. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough.
Oh,
fair
no.
enough. Read the book, sir. You'll really
I
love
will
it.
be doing that. Yes.
Okay, so look, the first two films we talked about already, not laboriously so. I'll reword that. I'll say that Project Hail Mary does deserve the praise it's getting, with 164 million gross domestically and over $300 million internationally
Yeah.
or worldwide.
Wow.
So the numbers are extraordinary in a very short window. Hoppers is trying to they put out every shill bot that Disney has any influence over the course of the Sunday evening, trying to say, "Oh, but it's so good." I'm like thinking, well, your narrative about an original idea going the way it did is falling apart. So this film, Hoppers, isn't going to make its money back. It's going to fall short of at least 100 million, maybe more. Whereas Project Hail Mary, surprisingly, could find a way to break even. Unlike the $500 million that Hoppers needs to make globally, Project Mary has a much higher bar to clear. But I think, despite the competition from Mario starting this weekend in particular, or for in my case, this Wednesday, I think it still continues to plod forward, and Hoppers is the big loser when Mario shows up in the marketplace.
How much has
Anyway,
Hoppers made worldwide?
Close to 3.
Yeah, it's almost 297 million was what I read this morning. I'm not sure if that's jumped at all. Again,
But it's dead.
We always get revised numbers. And again, this thing's been out for
The only reason I think it's doing as well as it is right now is because it's getting whatever spillover from Project Hail Mary. Because
Well, it's
I've tried to
getting
go
the
see
younger
Project Hail
audience.
Mary in IMAX this last weekend.
hard.
They were all
hard.
sold out. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not even saying like just mostly like couldn't get shit seats, let alone decent seats.
No, you're
so-
absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I'm,
So-
I'm-
It's benefited from the last couple of weeks. Absolutely.
The movie that Mario is going to be competing with this weekend is Project Hail Mary. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Mario is going to win the weekend,
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
but it'll be interesting to see how well Project Hail Mary hangs in there for another one, because makes me wonder how many people just haven't been able to see it yet. I mean, we even had a few people in our audience say they're going to see it today,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it's been difficult to get tickets in some areas, depending on what kind of theaters you got.
Well, and that's the thing, going to see it in XL or IMAX format or whatever. I mean, you can see it on the little screen. It's just you're not seeing it the best possible way. But
Well, and from what I was talking with Valiant, he said that Mario is going to be sharing PLFs with Project Hail Mary. It won't be getting exclusives. So
yep.
it'll be interesting to see how this all shakes out at the end.
Well, it's shot for IMAX, so that makes a lot of sense. Anyway, so look, the movie in third place was a disaster for an
I've heard good things about it, but yeah, we have another kind of
Another
chase them down horror movie. Kind
yeah, a
of
lot
thing.
of horror.
Yeah, and I don't know what's happening. I mean, maybe because it's so cheap and the studio doesn't have to invest nearly as much, they're going to just keep pumping them out and hope they have success or earn an audience. But They Will Kill You it had interesting reviews from the Hollywood set and the trades, and then at the same time, it just didn't perform very well. It didn't open as wide as I would have expected in only 2,700 theaters, but
How much did it make?
it did $1,800 per screen. So
But it's made.
$5
Oh, it
million.
only made $5 million.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's got a high climb. It's got
it's got a tough climb.
not going to
for sure.
happen.
Yeah, and Durandar, that's doing remarkably well as a foreign import in under 1,000 theaters. We talked about this, I think, last Monday, and the fact that if you look at that per screen average, that thing's over $4,800. That's not bad. 4.75 million. It almost beat out the new film They Will Kill You. And then finally, Reminders of Him is still making a lot of traction. 3,100 theaters. But again, it's lagging behind the new release of the horror film. Entirely different genres. Ready or Not 2, Here I Come was 4 million. Not drawing as many eyeballs as it did last week, dropping.
How much is that going to end up
56%.
losing now?
I don't know. It's sitting at 16 million. The international numbers weren't
Which I think is close to its budget.
Yeah, it's having a rough.
Has
go.
anyone seen that film?
No.
I've never seen the first one either. So
Oh, first one's great.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I haven't made time for it because, like I said, I'd rather see Project Hail Mary like 4 more times. But anyway, I'm just telling the truth.
It picks up literally right at the
Right
end
after
of-
the first one.
right after the events of the first one. And Samara Weaving, and she's fantastic.
She's great. Yeah, for sure.
She's fantastic, man. So we're big fans of the first one. We just haven't had the time to get out to go see this part 2.
Yeah. Look, I mean, Scream 7's still hanging in there. Sorry, the boycott did not work very well. This is the
And
highest.
I think it's supposed to be hitting
Scream movie
PVOD
ever.
in like a week or 2.
Yeah, it's still in 2,300 theaters, still pulling $1,100 a showing. Not bad. Goat, that's still hanging in there. This is a weird one, Paulie. Can you explain why Goat has this kind of staying power? My gosh.
It's animals. It's animation.
Yeah, it's
It's
animated.
even on video on demand already.
Yeah.
I think it's just that there's lack of stuff for kids right now.
So it's spring break. It's
Right.
the families that
Right.
we already saw. All right, let's see the goat one again. See the animals go.
Yeah.
That's
All
really
that's
good.
going to change this weekend with Mario.
Big time.
Like, yeah, Goat's going to fall off completely.
Hoppers
is going to
die.
fall down to the bottom half.
Yeah.
I do want to say if Dufrandar, The Revenge,
Yeah.
to the audience is a part 2 continuation. Part 1 is now on Netflix, and they got the
sweet.
subtitles. Guys, this is a kick-ass,
Did they-
unapologetic, masculine.
This one right
fucking-
here. Yeah.
Fucking based on true events.
did-
When the woke India left hates this film, and when it's condemned in banned in Muslim countries, you did something right.
For sure.
This is it's a kick-ass movie, and there's no singing and dancing in part 2. So I'm just saying.
Yeah. Hey, did they do a dubbed version or just subtitles?
It's subtitles.
Okay,
It's
all right,
subtitles.
all right.
You do need to see part 1,
Right.
but it is yeah, it's one of my favorite movies of the year so far.
Good. Undertone is still in theaters with almost a 50% drop at 45%. It's only in 1,800 theaters, earning under $1,000, $982. It's probably about where it's going to be after its 1.6 million earnings. It's going to sit at that 18 million for a bit. It might climb into the 20s, but I think it's done. You've got Forbidden Fruits at 1.1 million, 1,500 theaters, $767 a screen, and then 1.170 million. That is a new film, but it didn't appeal to very many folks. I don't know. Did you get a chance to see this one yet, Polly?
No, I haven't.
Barely saw the advertisement for it.
Wow. Okay.
And
Good.
here's the thing. This is interesting, right? Because I'm not a fan of Scream 7. But it's got its star. And these movies, these new horror flicks, they don't. Right? I didn't recognize anyone in Forbidden Fruits. The other one that came out. And then Ready or Not, I don't know why Samara's not bigger than what she should be.
She should be big. Yeah.
She should be bigger, and it's such an incredible performance in part 1. But I just think it has to do with I wish it was a better film for Neve Campbell, but that being said, she's she keeps bringing the people in.
Yeah,
So good for her,
Yeah.
and she got paid.
She did.
There you go.
She did. By the way, The Mummy Returns, which is a disastrous film, is not the new Mummy project that's coming out with the returning cast. Did you see that? They even brought the brother back.
Yeah, this anniversary re-release, right?
The Mummy Returns.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one with the crappy rock CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the one where I'm sitting here going through the whole movie going, you lived through the first movie, yet you still insist on doing the same thing and dragging your kid along on the trip.
I laughed.
It's the 25th anniversary.
Scorpion King was so bad.
Oh man.
I hated Mummy Returns.
Oh man.
I hated it when it came out. I was like, this is a piece of shit.
The
Well,
Mummy's
the-
the only
It
good
still is.
Yeah.
But the cast coming back is a good sign. I'm looking forward to that. Stand By Me's re-release.
That did surprisingly well for
Not-
the
not
small
terrible.
release it got.
Yeah. Wuthering Heights has now found the apocalypse it deserved.
Why
Avatar
made
is
Fire.
it
money.
in quotation marks, Culture?
It made money.
I don't know.
Is that the way
Okay.
it's written? Maybe,
No,
Chris.
it's
I
not
don't
that
know.
in any of the. Okay, it's not in the press that way.
Oh, it is in the on the poster there. The look.
Huge international. Damn.
Okay, wow. Yeah, that is huge international.
Did people not realize there's like 7 better versions of this that aren't tainted? Like,
Tata Andre. man.
Maybe that's why it's in quotes.
Yeah.
You know, Wuthering Heights.
you know. Speaking of which, I think I didn't wither fast enough for me. Anyway, Avatar Fire and Ash is only
Has
still
become
in
Fire and Ash.
Yeah, exactly. Is only still in theaters. Why?
To hit 2 billion
Jimmy
Because Cameron's gonna make it stay there. Period.
until
Yeah.
until it
Part
hits
of the
3
deal that they got. Yeah.
until it hits 8 billion. It's
Oh, forever.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
looking
see how
forward
much
to that.
longer it stays out.
Anyway, we can go through the rest of this, but these are the also ran.
Oh, this
films.
is all just junk. From
So
here on out.
Zootopia is still in theaters. Disney Desperation's at peak levels. Let's just say that. And
They
then
finally
we,
pulled Snow White, I think.
Yeah.
what a disaster. But
There's a new.
Oh,
by the way, the best the best ammo supplier that's in the region is Natchez. In case anybody were looking for ammo, but reporting
I
movies.
love nachos, especially with cheese.
There you go. Reporting movies. There were
oh
30,
no.
35
cultural
films.
appropriation.
35 films for under 100 million, guys.
Still under 100. That's not
It's
good.
not
not
great.
That's
It's
not
not great. And that's the thing. I mean, with the small drop off for Project Hail Mary,
When over half that box office is Hail
yeah.
Mary.
yeah, that's what's
Haley
actually-
Berry. What?
No.
Hey, I wish Haley Berry. Goodness.
How is she still hot? She keeps.
I
Getting
don't know,
hotter
man. She's smoking.
Every
Well, I
year,
mean-
man.
Let's be real, though. It's kind of funny how Project Hail Mary has that title, and it kind of was a Hail Mary for Hollywood at that point.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
the
I'd be
link I
kissing
sent
Andy
you,
Weir's ass.
Tom.
What up?
The link I sent. It's the James Gunn just posted a 25.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, did you see it already?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, what do you say?
It's just a 25-second teaser for a trailer.
It's
Oh,
a new,
Supergirl.
it's a new
Yeah.
Supergirl.
Oh,
I'm not going to share it because Warner Brothers likes to.
they don't. Yeah, they're
Play.
not
New
fans.
trailer tomorrow. Okay, so it's a teaser.
Yeah, it's a
thing
teaser for
oh.
a trailer. Yeah.
The only thing I'm worried about with regards to Hail Mary is that it's kind of being compared with the I was going to say Tom Hanks, Tom Cruise, God damn it, when he's a pilot, that Maverick movie. And that movie, Top Gun, when it came out, people were saying, okay, the dam is busted. We're now heading into the Halcyon era of a return to Hollywood, when it was actually really good. And it was just a blip on the screen, right? It was just a blip on the timeline.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And I just want to make sure that we don't hype this movie up in the same way that
No.
somehow it also represents the dam woke dam busting, and now it's going to be all cream cheese and bagels from here on in.
No, what it shows us, though, Paul, at least us, I don't know if Hollywood's going to learn this like you just pointed out, is that if you put something out that people want to see, you will get people to go out and see
True.
it.
Yes, that doesn't
And in this
change.
case, just like with Maverick, the two things that are similar, the only things that are similar are that it's skewing older. And I know Culture probably knows what I'm talking about, is Project Hail Mary has a very heavy adult audience, like beyond the Zoomers.
Yep.
So that, I think, is what, and you're right, to comparing it, and that's why I think people are comparing it to Maverick, because the same audience is coming out to see it. See, and that's the thing, and I brought this up a few places too, is like, the sad part is Project Hail Mary, if it would have come out 25 years ago, it would not have done this well. The reason it's doing so well is because we're starving for good entertainment right now. And the other reason why I think it's doing so well is the audience that did go to see this is skewing older, because older people are the only ones who still actually read. That's what I think is the other thing.
That's true.
So there was people actually familiar with the book. And like you and I have said many a times, Paul, that used to be the old formula for Hollywood. Hell, they used to sit there and buy the manuscripts before they'd even hit the bookshelves, right?
So
Because that's how.
culture has to bounce. So let's.
Oh yeah,
let 'em
culture's
have-
got to run, but
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, go ahead, culture, and then we'll get back to that.
No,
point.
I was just gonna say no. Everything everybody said this entire first hour of the show has been accurate. You guys have been on top of it. Paulie's adding nuance, Paul's adding nuance, and Chris is just frustrating me because
What'd you call me?
the accountant, Paulie
And D-Bud's
Paul.
true.
I said nice
Got a good
things.
point here. Maverick was only successful because culture wouldn't see it. 500
That's all it is. I did
He
see
was
it a lot.
he was
That and sound-
25% of the box.
Dude, a
office.
lot of people saw that movie like 7-8 times.
Yeah, that and Sound of Freedom. So, but honestly, that year was the year I recognized that there was an audience if you made good things, and then there's still right. It's just you can't get the older people to go to the theater anymore because it's a crapshoot, and they'd rather spend their entertainment dollars golfing. I don't know, doing something fun. Maybe what do you do for fun, Paulie? You watch baseball, right? So-
Me? Watch
No,
golf?
Paulie.
What do I do for fun?
Yeah, you throw people around a lot.
He blocks hats.
Yeah.
You flock.
He's a hat salesman.
I gotta go. I'll see you guys
Okay.
later.
Take care,
Well,
culture.
Yeah. Take care, culture.
Sorry for frustrating you.
But yeah, it's pretty much a dominated box office by Project Hail Mary. What else can you say? But let's see what's going on here in the chat. We got Jason Webster who says, "Are you kidding? Alex Kurtzman should apologize to Star Trek fans." That's what I said. Fans for Starfleet Academy. Not just that, but yeah. What a crime against contemporary Western culture. Indeed.
You know what? The thing about the apology is that the crime has already been committed, and Kurtzman's been stung, and you're never going to be able to get that that thorn back out of him, and that feels good.
I know, but I still feel like Andy shouldn't have said shit.
You know what? His apology was not so bad. It
wasn't so much.
It was kind of a backhanded. I'm not apologizing. It was pretty good.
It wasn't horrible. It could have been worse. You're right.
It's in
guys
Homeboy
look-
Winslow.
yeah.
Winslow,
Look
you
in
know.
the chat. He was getting trashed by another writer
Yeah, I saw that.
that did Winslow, the guy that also did The Martian with him and did this Crime 101 movie. But and he was being appropriately trashed, clapped back on those. So I think it just kind of snowballed.
Yeah. As long as he didn't look into the camera and deliver the apology in Chinese, I think we're fine.
Whoa.
That's John Cena.
No,
Oh,
he was
damn.
screaming in a car. He stole it from you.
Yes, that's right.
I'm in a car. I'm sorry.
Hey, no. I got my gig from McGregor in the car. I stole it.
I know.
from
I'm
him.
just picking on you.
No.
Ed Millers says Alex Kurtzman's Trek is cultural war crime. It is.
Well, it's not even Trek.
Wow.
It's not even Trek.
No, and that's basically what Andy Weir was saying is why should he have to apologize for that? It was his fucking opinion. And not only is it his opinion, it actually has backed up with evidence.
But part of the problem, he's part of the family, and the family should not get into arguments. That's really what it is. Once you're in that echelon, I mean, it's like how many times do you hear billionaires trashing other billionaires? You just don't, because they
You're
run
right.
into each other.
Then Jason Webster says, coming soon from Alex Kurtzman, Star Trek babies. Yeah. Even Spock would say that's illogical. Miller sends in another 14 South African rands to say, Anis Abin had a good idea ruined by Alex Kurtzman. I'm trying to remember which one he did. But there was a lot of great pitches that Alex said, no, we're good. Then Bucky Cat says with 5, if only Kurtzman had put all the energy into making a good Star Trek rather than undercutting Weir. Right. Eclipse Warlord has been a member for 51 months. Thank you for that. Jason Webster also says British supergroup Dire Traits. I don't think he meant Straits. Known for their albums Dire Takes, Dagger Through the Box Office, making adult movies, fame over gold silhouettes, statuettes, Brothers in Wigs, and On Every Street Corner.
But I know where you're headed next. I wanted to throw one thing in about
Sure.
this whole
We got more
Kurtzman
here.
insult.
And more Dire Straits famous songs or Dire Traits, I said it again, from Jason Webster. Are Sultans of Zoom, Cinematic Disease, Money for Nothing But Craft Services. That's probably my favorite one. Oscar So Far Away, and Brothers in Wigs, and Follow the Script Money. There you go. That's very funny, Jason Webster. I like that.
That was good.
That was good. All you Dire Straits fans are giggling right now. Pilgrim Media says, I have a very bad feeling about Gunn. Your thoughts? Well, what this is in reference to is what I believe Paulie brought to our attention, and that was the teaser for the trailer. And there's still talk about this 8 scripts business. We brought that up earlier before. And again, I've been looking throughout the show for a source, and I have yet to find it. So, yeah, I don't know.
My thoughts, I don't like James Gunn. I mean, he's a one-trick pony. All his movies seem to be the same sort of flavor, and he's an unrepentant P3 Joker. So I don't like the guy. He's just unsavory to me. And I've seen his tricks. But if you wanted my thoughts, I wanted to mention though real quickly, it just occurred to me that Jamie Kennedy, remember that skit that got unearthed about him coming in and making his Star Trek pitch?
Yes.
I think this has been kind of a 1-2 punch. You know, it's like, look, we just got this Jamie Kennedy joke unearthed and everybody had fun at my expense, speaking as Kurtzman. And now Andy Weir, the man who's at the top of his game, has got the #1 movie in America, is trashing my Star Trek. I can't deal with this. It just feels it's like the zeitgeist right now is hating Alex Kurtzman's Star Trek. You know, it's just a weird.
The guy who allegedly had that connection with someone at the meetings or heard about the meetings, I think it's obvious to everybody. It's pretty severe that Paramount would cancel a show a year or whatever before it's released. I mean, I mentioned in a tweet saying I thought, why would Paramount actually come out and say anything bad about Kurtzman Trek until season 2 is done? Like, why would they on purpose torpedo any kind of possible fan watching this show on purpose? Well, they've done that. So now the fans aren't even going to watch the show because what's the value in it? So obviously, I think he might have something that they had a major blowout follow at, and it was a fuck you moment.
Yeah, because he's got to be sporting a bruise from not just like what you just pointed out, not just merely the Jamie Kennedy thing, but Paramount announcing they're not renewing the show. They're canceling it.
And so early.
Yes, exactly.
Why would they cut off their nose to spite their face? Why would they purposely reduce the number of potential audience, reduce the size of the audience, no matter how small it might be?
I think because they're reading the room, don't you?
I think this is a personal vendetta. I think it's a fuck you moment
from Paramount.
Saying, okay, we've had it, we're done. You know, we don't like these little shenanigans that you're doing. You don't like these bots. These don't like this fake back room. Oh no, it's more popular than anybody really believes, and it's really super great, and people love it. And I mean, I can believe that Picardo is somehow his arm was twisted to be the voice of the show on X. I mean, isn't that weird that the person defending the show the most is Robert Picardo, who we all loved in Voyager?
Yeah.
Why did he get hung out to dry of all people?
Well, because he's got the most protection. As a legacy character, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Which I don't think is fair. I think it's kind of chicken.
You had Shatner coming out yesterday, kind of saying
stuff
like
his avatar.
Yeah, well,
his handler.
Yeah, okay, maybe. Well, and you don't think Shatner's got enough sense to understand what's being said in his name?
No, I think he's basically got the that automatic handwriting device that Biden has.
Okay, I've got one of those, right? Yeah, somebody's doing it full right now for me. Yeah,
the signature tool, the auto signature. So I think as much as I like Shatner, I think he's in auto signature Biden mode.
Auto pen, yes.
He's an auto pen. Yeah. I'm sorry to say this. I'm going to get.
I hope you're wrong. I hope you don't have to walk these comments back and apologize to Mr. Shatner.
I'll do it on your show.
Okay. Yeah. Great. As soon as I launch it. Yeah. I think Paramount's reading the room. You know, another science fiction show that's it's got to be expensive. They put a lot of money into effects and sets. Is this For All Mankind, which season 5 just came out this week.
Season
We
six.
watched most of the first episode last night. We didn't tap out for any political outrage reason. My wife just said, "I'm sleepy." So we stopped at about 20 minutes before it ended. But it started getting me thinking what you just said. Last night, I started wondering, is this the last season? It seems like they're sort of catching up with our modern era. I think it starts out in 2019.
I heard this was the last season.
I've heard that too, but I couldn't find anything in my initial search. But if you want to find out if season 1 of Starfleet Academy is the last one, you'll certainly come up with no shortage of news about season 2 being the last season.
Right,
you know?
right.
So you're probably right that, and I can't imagine all the Kurtzman defenders right now in Hollywood, because there's got to be a lot of people that he works with and a lot of people that he keeps employed that are defending him behind the scenes. And after, it started with our little gripes and this show and other shows like it, calling out Kurtzman, and a lot of the longtime OG fans calling out Kurtzman, even fans of probably of the J.J. Abrams material don't like what Kurtzman's been doing. And then you get things like the Jamie Kennedy thing, which I had never seen and was absolutely prescient. And then the cancellation. And now, again, we're #1 movie in America saying something. You have all these people defending him, and I guess something kind of cracked behind the scenes. I don't know, but
he's an ass kisser, because everybody I've ever talked to that knows him, they never say anything negative about him.
Yeah, okay. That's why I think the comment was he's a perfectly nice guy.
And I think that it was Paulie that posited that his writing partner is probably the one who told him you shouldn't do that. And then I'm sure some other people, he got some phone calls.
Yeah. Yeah, and it might not have been business as much as he just sort of said, maybe those comments did come off a little harsh. I'll say something.
No, the way he wrote that apology, I mean, I get what you're saying, Chris, but the way he wrote that, I don't think so. To me, it comes off like he says that he realized it was a little,
yeah,
off the cuff or whatever, but
yeah.
All I know is
Apology.
especially now out of the lockdowns, where it was kind of easier to get a hold of these talents, Tom. And remember, we've had them. It was fairly easy because everyone was home. Is the higher up you are, the more difficult it is. You got to jump through hoops, and then you got to agree to stuff like as far as time, and only ask these questions, and you can either say yes or no. They love control. Who's they, right? I'm talking about in this case, the Hollywood PR marketing machines. And this is another thing too, is that they cannot stand that we all exist.
Yes.
Okay. From top to bottom. Right. And then especially too, if there's a rogue person like a Bo DeMaio or, someone that the fandom held in high regard, that's now not in Hollywood no more, they're going to talk. Right. And they'll now they got a place to talk to. And then what happens is that in their eyes is that, oh, you're platforming these people, and you're legitimizing, and it's like you got it all wrong, right? Is that it's a direct connection to the real audience, and that's people in the Midnighters in the chat. Was a 3-hour he did with the drinker. Was it that long? However long it was. You can't have that, and you can't get that type of promotion anywhere else, man. Then you're having these real conversations. So yeah, it is a drag that he even had to apologize, but that's how this machine works, and they just cannot stand that channels like Midnight's Edge or websites like Bleeding Fool exist.
I think it speaks a lot to what you're saying with Latino Slant, Midnight's Edge, Present Company included. We just don't have any loyalty to these people behind the scenes. We're not, the shills or the family and friends type of people where it's like, hey, come on, that's my buddy, or hey, that's my employer, or hey, that's a guy that I've done some work with, or whatever. We're just speaking our minds about what we saw, and we disagree on this show, about movies, takes, or maybe we even disagree on why this or that wasn't very good, or why this or that was good, or and we all have our own opinion, and we're just kind of sharing it, and it gets signal boosted because you've got such a massive audience of people who also agree. So none of this is happening in a vacuum, though. And I think the other thing with COVID that not only got people, you had people staying home, but I think the byproduct of that is now more and more people are watching these sort of independent media shows, reading independent media websites like Bleeding Fool, and on and on and on. That, I mean, how else would Andy Weir have even known to go on the Critical Drinker podcast?
Because he's a nerd. Because he's a nerd. He's probably part of our zeitgeist.
One of us.
I have only one concern, is that if this is kind of a dam breaking, that none of us on this space really have the critical mass to be able to service the entertainment community if they decide to start embracing YouTubers as the equivalent of Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah.
We kind of already are, in a way.
In a distributed way.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's say
it's already happened.
Well, but I don't know if Critical Drinker is being, suddenly being inundated by requests for interviews. He'd have to have a staff.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't have to have a staff, and you'd be surprised. I mean, I'm sure he said no to some people.
Oh no, I'm certain,
right?
Of that.
So I mean, come on.
I mean, he's just the biggest in our circle, pretty much.
And more people go and watch the shit you have to say.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Honestly,
but actually, Paul, if you think about it, no, and I get what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying. I'm concerned about that.
And I get what you're saying, but at this point, if you think about it, Will probably has more reach, or just as much reach, as like Roger Ebert or Gene Shalit had back in the day. See, that's the thing you have to think about, is he's on a level way up there.
Yeah.
Because he's probably the biggest channel in our sphere, with Gary right behind it, Nerdrotic, to where those guys are probably, arguably, the most influential critics right now.
Yeah.
To where if I guarantee you, when whatever the next movie is that nerds are into, what is the next big thing that's coming out? If Mario, if they come out of that going, this movie's nothing but a bunch of girl bosses, because now we're stuck with two of them, that is going to affect the box office.
Yeah. Well, at least to the audience that's
it's big enough audience, is my point, that it will make a difference. And we've seen it already in a few instances. Yeah. I feel like Superman, one of the reasons it had such a hard time, was because of that and some other things. And look, reviews are reviews, right? That's just the way it works. The difference between somebody like a Gene Shalit or a Roger Ebert and Will Jordan or Gary Buechler is that these guys are guys that everybody wants to listen to right now, because they're not people that are in the sphere. They aren't getting influenced. They aren't getting the goodie bags. They aren't getting, if you give us a good review, we'll give you this kind of crap, the payola shit. That even if they deny happens, we know happens, because we saw Christian Harloff, or whatever his name was, from Collider, throw his fucking hissy fit when he didn't get invited to the Star Wars land.
Right.
And he let the fucking the beans spill.
What happened?
That's what he was bitching about. And then we also learned in the last few years that you can buy good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. They cost about $50.
To Paul's point, and that's a great comparison too, to like a Gene Shalit or somebody like that, because they really are reviewers, but they're also commentators. So unlike Roger Ebert, they're talking about all the machinations and the things that they're hearing and whatnot, much like kind of the dialogue we have. But Gary and Critical Drinker Will, they're very talented, because when they put those videos together, and you know how much work goes into making these videos, Tom. My gosh, I certainly do.
I think we all do, yeah.
And their videos are just punchy and tight, and they're pulling those quotes. They're entertaining. Even if you don't agree with them, you're going to find yourself mostly laughing and just chuckling at the creativeness of it, right? So they're creative too. And I think that we're all lucky that for COVID again, that YouTube allowed us all to sort of create this ecosystem that is outside the industry, and that has allowed us to kind of play along with these guys, be a part of this movement. It's happening with WDW Pro and Valiant and Renegade and all those guys, and the Critical Drinker and all.
Well,
these.
even look at like Chris over at Film Threat. He's been in the industry for years.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now he's kind of on the other side of it, because he's not with that crew that will just go along with whatever it is the studio wants you to go along with. And that's where I feel like he's another honest voice we have. So that's one of the reasons why I feel like our community does mean more to the viewers out there, especially when it comes to genre entertainment, right? They want to hear what we think of Project Hail Mary. They want to know what we think of Mario Brothers, and so on and so forth.
And it's
100%, man. And my out of the theater reviews, people like those the most, whether they agree with me or not.
Yeah.
But it's like, guys, someone's literally come out of a movie theater and giving their first feelings. That's it.
Yeah, it's genuine.
You were going to say something else, Chris, before that?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I was just thinking, to Paulie's point, even, and this is what I was going to say, we want our critics to tell us the truth. We want, if they didn't like it, I want you to tell me. I don't need you to say that the latest Marvel movie is good because I like the MCU. Right.
It was a triumph, Chris.
Somewhere else where what's that?
It was a triumph.
The triumph.
A triumph, or telling me The Flash was possibly the greatest superhero movie ever made. Okay. I don't want that. And that just drips with shill and studio influence. And I think it was John Campea that was maybe it was him talking about a Star Wars thing that he couldn't get into or something. And he was mad.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Christian Harloff you're thinking of. He's like,
I
kissed their ass for 4 years.
Yeah, that's right. And with us, we're not beholden to any of those people. I don't care if Bob Iger ever invites me to anything. I don't care if I ever go to Disney World again. I'll tell you what I think of it. And that's what we want. We want you to tell me your honest opinion, even if we disagree with it, because we need that disagreement. Because at the heart of it, why, you'll post these things and somebody will say, why say something negative about this stuff? If you don't like it, it wasn't for you or whatever. Well, maybe I should tell you why it wasn't for me. And then if you're anything like me, then you'll realize might not have been for you. And then you can possibly avoid it, because time is precious. Who wants to waste it on a bunch of crap? That's all.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. And on the other end of this, a lot of people need to stop taking it so personally if somebody you like normally follow doesn't like something you like, or vice versa. That's one of the biggest problems we have right now in our fandom.
Yeah.
Is people take it as a personal attack if you like something that they don't.
Right.
Well, yeah,
or vice versa.
That's the next level of this, right? And then the other level of this is just because you can be honest in your videos and break stuff down doesn't mean you're the best interviewer. So when you bring people on, it's just a different animal. But it's good to see these channels, grow and doing different things. But the through line is that they're not part of the establishment, and they were probably fans first. That's another big difference too, is that very few of these channels they were in the entertainment business.
Well, I mean, before things got so political, I had no problems getting interviews. Like if you guys look at a lot of our earlier stuff, I had no issue. I even nailed an interview with Nicholas Meyer. But once we started getting known in the circle as an alt-right channel or whatever the hell they wanted to pin on us, getting interviews became impossible. So Will being able to do this is a big deal. Because I don't know if you guys remember or not, but like Paulie was another one who we'd pull in people all the time.
Yeah.
But there was somewhere at some point we started getting, nope, we can't do that. We can't be seen on your channel. We can't be part of this. Blah blah blah. We like you guys, but we can't do this. Even people that would like agree with us, they're just like publicly, I can't talk about that stuff. So that's where I think something needs to change here. And that's what, taking it back to the Andy Weir thing too. It's like, why can't Andy Weir say that? Who gives a shit if he's shitting all over fucking Alex Kurtzman's Star Trek? It deserves to be shat on.
Well, listen, even
yes, there's a professional courtesy, don't get me wrong, but still.
Hey, listen, I've got a couple of screenplays now out there that people are reading. And so even I'm kind of circumspect in terms of what I say. I mean, I don't want to shit in the same plate that everybody's eating,
But
so
again, there's ways you can say things like, look, did Andy say that in a way that was pretty blunt, and I could understand why Alex Kurtzman would be butthurt?
It was pretty
completely.
blunt.
But at the same time, why is it that he's apologizing to Alex Kurtzman instead of Alex being the one getting, like, 'cause honestly, I'll tell you right now, if I was David Ellison and if Kurtzman wasn't already fired, I would have him in my office this morning going, you had the Project Hail Mary guy pitch you a show and you told him no.
Yes, that's right.
That would be my response right now this morning to Alex Kurtzman, being like, what the fuck did you do that for?
I mean, there's so many reasons why, it didn't.
I know that, but I'm saying that would be my first thing. If I was David Ellison this morning, my first thing on my docket, on my list is talk to Alex Kurtzman why Critical Drinker stream went viral over fucking Andy Weir comments on Star Trek. And I'd be like, why isn't this motherfucker working for us? Like, you had the chance and you said no. And it's not like he wasn't well known at that point. He had done The Martian already, right? And Project Hail Mary, the book was a huge bestseller. So what the fuck is this? Like, you should have hired this guy. That's where I would be like, you're fired if you weren't already fired. That'd be like, we're done. We can't keep doing this because you're doing your stupid thing, destroying Star Trek, when you actually have true sci-fi writers out there who are shitting all over it. That shouldn't be. This shouldn't be Alex Kurtzman gets an apology. It should be Alex Kurtzman gets his ass chewed out. That's what this morning should be. That's where I'm upset, because Andy shouldn't have to say shit. He's the biggest one right now. He's the one they should be kissing his ass right now. That's where I'm coming from. It's like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, which is why I wonder if maybe he just had a change of heart and wanted to be nicer about it.
No, because you're right. It is kind of backhanded at the same time. I feel like he got pushed into it.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but the way he comments on it, if you read it, if you want to share the link again in the chat, go ahead. So if people haven't seen it yet, but I did bring it up on screen before, and it's lengthy, but in that, like you said, Chris, at no point does he really take back per se what he said, but he does kind of clarify a few things, and he does repeat the same shit he said.
Yeah. Well, and he kind of it seems like he just, I think more than anything, kind of regrets that people are pulling quotes that just read by themselves. It didn't seem at the time that he was being insulting, but if you just read it, it looks.
He had a
bad.
John Lennon Jesus moment, is what happened, but it shouldn't be that way. See, that's what's bothering me, and Paul knows what I'm talking about.
Sure.
For the very few people who aren't old enough to remember, when John went out and said the Beatles are bigger than Jesus right now, he didn't mean that in a sense of, we're better than Jesus. No, he was just saying that with the kids, the Beatles meant more to the kids right now than Jesus or anything else.
More well-known and more popular. And then
Exactly.
when I said I'm bigger than the Beatles, that all hell broke loose.
Well, that was because
you weren't.
they knew you were talking about your schlong, and we all know that's not true.
You don't know.
Well,
I do too, because you sent me the pictures.
And squealing. It's like soy boys do at Taylor Swift concerts now. That's
Well,
never changed.
I mean, they were like gods, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's kind of what he was saying, is that they were at this point where it's like, holy shit, and honestly, that's kind of what happened to Andy Weir here. He's at the top right now. And what was an off the cuff remark in an interview that he didn't think anything of is getting all the headlines instead of everything else that he said. See, that's the thing. And I can understand that from his perspective, but the way he reiterated everything, it almost felt like somebody said something to him, but it's like, I didn't necessarily shit on everything. I just said that the show doesn't seem to have any influence from Star Trek. I even said that Kurtzman was a nice guy. That's what it feels like he's saying in the kind of the thing too.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like you can't win for losing in this case. But speaking of Star Trek, Markson 117B says Shatner has tweeted for and against the same issue. It's clear Shatner and a PR type assistant use his account and don't track what other posts. Exactly. In fact, I think somebody asked him something at one of his appearances, and it was kind of different than what was on. I could have told you that he does not run his Twitter.
I like to recreationally believe that he does.
I mean, I'm not saying that he doesn't dictate once in a while something like we've seen that. You guys ever seen that video of Trump?
Yeah.
Where how he actually tweets?
Yeah.
Is he doesn't actually do it himself.
No.
He has somebody there that he tells, and then the person does it. I'm assuming it's the same way with Shatner, if I had to take a guess. In fact, I've heard specifically who it is, but I'm not going to say. But anyway, because I don't know for sure, and I don't want to start some stupid rumor.
I think it's Alex Kurtzman, actually.
that's the job he now has left.
Right? That's what he's doing now.
You're going to work with one of the greats.
Yeah,
That's
he finally got to work with Shatner. Because Shatner's turned him down a few times on a few things from what I recall, right? Like,
it feels like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think they tried to have Shatner come in for, he's like, if I remember right, he said something like they wanted me to come in for some cameo or something or other. And he's like, no. It's like, He's like, thanks, but no thanks kind of thing. Because he was pissed they didn't have him in Star Trek 09. Do you guys remember that? He's like, they didn't even ask me.
Yeah. I do remember that.
He was pissed.
Well, he was almost not even in the poster, that one poster that's celebrating Star Trek.
Oh, that right. Yeah, when he said that. Yeah.
I mean, jeepers, really? You're going to subordinate the Shats? Like, seriously.
There was even the one he wasn't even on. Remember that, Paul?
Yeah,
he mentioned that too. Yeah.
Like, seriously. I mean, one can have an ego, but sometimes you're right.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Well, it's just all the toxic masculinity that his character is problematic.
Look, there's only one William Shatner. That's all there. Like,
for good or for bad, there's only one.
Yes, we love him with all his flaws.
Yeah.
Even if he did steal lines from Sulu, so be it. Because guess what? He's William fucking Shatner. He is the star of the show. He's not wrong. You're right, Paul. He may be an asshole sometimes, but he's not usually wrong on that part.
That's right.
Him and Sulu have had some public spats.
Oh, fuck Sulu.
Yeah, no,
like
sorry. That's just not worth the discussion.
No. Anyway, let's wrap this up here. It was a great show. There's an evil William Shatner from a mirror universe. Does he got a goatee?
Yes, of course. That's always how you do the bad guy. You always do the bad guy in.
I love how bad Spock is actually still good. Still. But anyway, Paul, what do you got coming up? You said it looks like you're working on a video. You said with your suit
I am going to be. Yes, I've recorded my the NDP party up in Canada has had a hilarious leadership campaign that has gone viral.
Of?
Yeah, so they just imploded. They had all these.
So are they like the left down here? Or are they
just very quickly, the Liberal Party was more similar to the Democrats, but the Democrats have now gone like even farther left with AOC and
sounds familiar. Yeah.
So our NDP, which is our far left party, are more similar now to your Democrats, and I'm just using this as a what would you call it? A careful. Be careful what you wish for at your next Democratic leadership convention, because this is what it could turn out as, and it's hilariously bad. As different people of different sexually confused natures and ethnic origins are complaining that the equity card system that allowed you to jump queues ahead of cisgender people didn't work properly. As a person of equity, I wanted to speak instead of that cisgender white woman, but they wouldn't let me. Like, it's fucking insane. And so I am documenting that in only the way that appalling news can document.
So it's basically the oppression Olympics, and
That's
whoever
right.
has the most wrong.
And the chairperson is a lawyer from BC that tried to shut down a women's crisis rape shelter because it wouldn't let men in.
Oh my gosh.
That's who's chairing this whole fucking thing. So, and I'll give you the punchline because I might as well. It might encourage people to watch it because it is Canadian politics. Avi Lewis, who won the leadership, and I won't get into who he is, but they had a big frickin' Palestinian flag at the back and not a single Canadian flag. Welcome to Canada. Here's your passport, $40,000. Have fun.
Wow.
So I am that's what I'm editing today after this, and get ready, folks.
Sounds interesting.
And the Democratic Party is doing exactly the same. I mean, have you seen a single Democratic protest that included the American flag lately?
No.
Not really. That's a good point.
No,
they actually burned one.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, if you actually see one, you're right, Paul.
No,
Yeah, Paul E.
So the parallels between the NDP and your Democratic, rather than the Democratic Party moving more towards the center, they've left the center completely open for the Republicans.
Yeah, Burton's not wrong. Who's been more oppressed than you, Paul? Well, Paul keeps pressing things against other people, and he's told if he doesn't stop, he's probably going to go to jail.
I'm oppressing.
Yeah. Better watch, you're going to catch a case, brother.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jason Webster sends in a last-minute super chat here to say, if only Spock was real and gave Kurtzman a Vulcan nerve pitch and Vulcan mind meld.
Anyway, so that's me. Enough about me. What else are you? What else is everyone in the dais doing?
Well, Chris, what you got going on at Bleeding Fool?
We got a story coming up talking a little bit about how the one of the Hollywood unions sort of surprised a lot of people by siding with President Trump over his AI policy.
Really?
I think it's an interesting take. That's coming up. I think that comes up about 4:20 today. And a few other stories are there over at bleedingfool.com. I do want to give you guys a little insider info. Well, just so you're not fooled, every year we have it's not really a sacred holiday, but it's sort of our fun day because we are Bleeding Fool, and you guys know what Wednesday is. I think we've got some really creative articles coming up Wednesday. I hope you guys will enjoy and tune in. All the fun will be had at bleedingfool.com. I'll try to be on the show too, so I can have a hot breaking news report on some of these massive stories that are coming up Wednesday.
It's going to be massive.
Awesome. That's what she said. Holly, what you got going on?
Okay, go to my homepage on the Latino Slant. I, over the weekend, put together a 5-hour video.
Whoa.
It is 48 out of the theater reviews that we did last year. It's really cool because I chaptered all 48 reviews. So if there was like maybe a movie you were considering watching from last year, odds are we probably have an out of the theater review on it.
That's almost a movie a week.
It really is. I mean, and there was more too. So that I put that together. It's 5 hours. Again, it's chaptered, so you can like look down and see. Oh, okay. I was thinking about Tron Ares. Don't go see that film, but yeah, I'm rather proud of that because it took me a long time to put it together. So that's on the homepage. Be great if you guys can.
It's on the homepage. Okay, what's the link?
The Latino Slant.
Yeah,
I don't think it's on your homepage, but it is the main video on your YouTube channel at Latino.
Yeah,
Slant.
I don't.
Oh
see
no,
it
that's
on
what
your
I meant.
homepage.
Not on the .com.
Oh,
okay.
The YouTube channel.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's where I went.
those are almost like separate entities because the website is just fresh movie reviews.
Yeah.
Written reviews. So go check that out.
Awesome sauce. And we got one more super chat from Garvin. It's Garvin Ambrose. Says in 5 and says, no, I couldn't set up the Rumble today. Am I late? No Rumble, so I hope I win in not being read. Well, no, I read. But yes, Andre is dealing with some family emergencies, so he's not with us today, and he was unable to set up the Rumble for me. So that's why we're just on the YouTube side today. So, but if not, it'll be Wednesday or Friday again. Hopefully, he will be back with us, and we will be back on Rumble. So there you go. As far as myself, I don't know where I wind up. You never know where I pop up. So we'll see.
Some gutter somewhere.
Gutter somewhere. With that, take care of yourselves and each other, and we will see
having
you
me
next time. As Andre says, it is time for Koalas in the
Koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given. Koalas in the rain.